This is the top 10 games being released in 2021. If this is your first time here, my name is Ryan and I put out gaming updates and tips every single week, so do be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell too so you can be the first to know when a new video comes out. Starting off at number 10, we have Dying Light 2.
What? Ow! Leave me alone!
Take me to the castle.
With the most recent news coming from developers giving us no official release date or window, they did promise more info in the next few months. Originally set to release in 2019 and then moved to the spring of 2020, Dying Light 2 was put on hold indefinitely earlier in the year but not cancelled. Dying Light 2 is promising 100 hours of content and a 15 to 20 hour campaign. Taking place 15 years after the original, players are responsible for shaping the world around them. Making sudden decisions will not be uncommon and it will directly influence the future of whole regions or districts. Several factions inhabit the world of Dying Light 2 and one shown off in a gameplay demo, the Peacekeepers. We see the player make a decision about the water supply control that helps the Peacekeepers faction bring stability to the world. Of course, everything comes with another problem to deal with, and in the demo shown, that is the strict demands that the Peacekeepers now have since they're in control. Lead designer said that they want the player to feel the power they hold when making such game-changing decisions. Let's hope they can work out the kinks soon and we can find out how many different ways we can mold the world in Dying Light 2 when it's released in 2021 on the Xbox, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, and PC. And at number 9 is Little Nightmares 2. Don't worry if you missed out on the first Little Nightmares, because Little Nightmares 2 is not a direct sequel, and the devs have mentioned you don't need to play the first one to understand what's going on in Little Nightmares 2. It will, however, have connections, so die-hard fans will enjoy the little pieces of lore throughout the game. In Little Nightmares 2, you play a new hero named Mono, waking up in a strange and eerie wilderness setting to realize the world around you is being infected by the humming sound of the transmission from the signal tower. Eventually meeting up with the hero from the first game, 6, the girl in the yellow raincoat, they decide to follow the source of the transmission to discover the dark secrets of the signal tower. Little Nightmares 2 is putting a lot of emphasis on exploration as the world is twice as big as the original and introduces a lot of outdoor places to roam. Right now, Little Nightmares 2 is set to release on November 2nd, 2021 for the PC, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation 4, but does not currently have a set date for the Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, or PlayStation 5. At number 8, Ghostwire Tokyo. During the 2019 E3 Bethesda press conference, producer Shinji Mikami, the man who pioneered the Resident Evil franchise and the founder of the studio that brought us The Evil Within, announced a new ambitious game called Ghostwire Tokyo, a new action-adventure game in which you fight paranormal activities and rid the city of supernatural evil. Many people, including myself, were a little worried at first because it's not what we're used to seeing from Shinji Mikami, but we've seen this before when Shinji came back and helped make Resident Evil 4, and although it was a big change for the franchise, we know he can make a good horror action adventure game. Set in Tokyo after the Rapture, with 99% of its inhabitants disappeared, players must find a way to eradicate the supernatural spirits known as the Visitors that roam the now empty streets. The current plans for Ghostwire Tokyo for the future is a planned platform exclusive release on the PlayStation 5 and will remain there for a year before arriving on the Xbox consoles. At number 7, Far Cry 6.
And you must clutch them nice and tight, or we all go boom.
Far Cry 6 was announced to the world in July of 2020. 4 years ago, narrative director Navid Kavari and the team did a lot of research into revolutions, which eventually led to the plot having the player fight against a repressive government. With the new plotline set, they had a good opportunity to implement new things to the series. One of those things, and a big one for longtime fans, is the addition of a voice to the main character, Danny Rojas. Danny, who can be played as a male or female, is a military dropout who finds themselves on the side of revolution. Far Cry 6 is set in Yara, a tropical paradise frozen in time. The open world is the biggest to date in the series, with different biomes, and a capital city called Esperanza where the game opens up the players to more verticality. It is also home of the main antagonist, El Presidente, played by Giancarlo Esposito, best known for his work in Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and The Mandalorian. So I think it's safe to say the bad guy is in good hands. This is for sure the most ambitious Far Cry yet, and fans will be excited to know the current release date is in February 18th, 2021. At number 6, Gotham Knights.
The storm has risen over Gotham. Nothing can stop it.
We'll see about that.
Gotham Knights was announced by WB Games earlier this year in August and will not take place in the Arkham Knight universe. Gotham Knights is an open-world action RPG set in the most dynamic and interactive Gotham City yet. Up to 2-player co-op, you patrol Gotham's 5 distinct boroughs and drop in on criminal activity wherever you find it. With what seems like a stronger focus on the RPG element seen by the use of the status effect attacks, enemies being level-based, and invisible damage numbers, you get to play as one of 4 characters.
If you're watching this, I'm dead.
Since Batman is now presumably dead, you get to play as either Red Hood, Robin, Batgirl, or Nightwing, each with their own unique strengths and abilities. Robin, for example, can take advantage of the Justice League satellite, giving him the ability to use a short-range teleport and apparently the ability to rain fire down from the heavens. Players will be facing a variety of enemies, and a couple confirmed fan favorites are Mr. Freeze and the Court of Owls, with the confirmation that there will be another villain. There is a subtle hint that the Riddler could have a place in the game, but only time will tell. A very recent tweet has hinted a possible release date, a poster from a circus being in town from Tuesday, July 16th through Sunday, July 21st. The only problem is these dates don't line up with 2021. That doesn't stop people from thinking there could be a possible release during that time, or at least a release date announcement. Either way, Gotham Knights is set to release on the PS4, Xbox One, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC sometime in 2021. At number 5 is Resident Evil 8 Village.
Sorry, Ethan.
Capcom has been working on the latest Resident Evil since 2017 and are using the beautiful RE engine that brought us Resident Evil 7, the remake of Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry 5, and the recent remake of Resident Evil 3. The team originally created Ethan Winters as a blank and transparent character, basically just the player's window in the world. But during the process of bringing his story to life in Resident Evil 7, they found themselves attached to his character. This directly leads us into the new major installment into the Resident Evil series. Set years after the tragic events of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Ethan Winters has started over with his wife Mia, finally living in peace and putting the past behind them. However, the legendary hero from the previous Resident Evil games, Chris Redfield, suddenly disrupts their life, seemingly murdering Mia in front of him, throwing a devastated Ethan into a new and twisted nightmare in search of answers. The developers have mentioned that they really want the players to feel as immersed in the world as possible, taking on challenges as if you were there in real life, and that's done by not only things like making the village feel like its own character in itself, but also by utilizing the RE engine to bring a super realistic atmosphere, immersive sound, and no load times between cutscenes. 2021 will mark the 25th anniversary for the Resident Evil franchise, and although delayed from its original release in April, the game surely will see daylight sometime during the year. Resident Evil 8 Village will release on the PS5, Xbox Series X, and the PC sometime in 2021. Number 4, Horizon Forbidden West. Revealed in June 2020 at Sony's PlayStation 5 event, the sequel to the successful 2017 Horizon Zero Dawn is set to be released sometime in 2021. Horizon Forbidden West is an action role-playing game that continues the story of Aloy, a young huntress of the Nora tribe sent on a quest to the arcane frontier known as the Forbidden West to find the source of a mysterious plague that kills all it infects. You will find yourself in a huge open world located in a post-apocalyptic California, Utah, and Nevada. The map will be larger than in the previous game and will feature iconic locations, including a ruined San Francisco and Yosemite Valley with a variety of biomes to explore as well. Traverse an array of environments and ecosystems, including lush valleys, dry deserts, snowy mountains, tropical beaches, and ruined cities, both above and below water. And speaking of water, you will now be able to uncover mysteries beneath the surface of the seas, lakes, and rivers thanks to the addition of underwater exploration. Guerrilla Games is trying to take advantage of the PlayStation 5's increased processing power, custom solid-state drive storage, Tempest engine, and DualSense controllers to support features such as adaptive haptic feedback, spatial audio, and reduced load times. The game will also use an updated version of the Decima game game engine that brought us Death Stranding. Look out for Horizon Forbidden West on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 sometime in the third or fourth quarter in 2021. Number 3. Back for Blood.
Buck her up, handsome.
Announced back in March 2019 by Turtle Rock Studios, the people who brought us the first Left 4 Dead, and with official unveilement during the 2020 Game Awards, Back 4 Blood is an upcoming multiplayer survival horror game. If you have played either Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2, then you will feel right at home, as this is similar in all the best ways. For anyone else, the game takes place after an outbreak where most of humanity is deceased or infected and turned into the Ridden, leaving players in a post-apocalyptic world where a group of veterans called the Cleaners come together to fight the zombies. Thrilling moment-to-moment gameplay, 4-player co-op with competitive PvP, a bigger fight with much bigger enemies, and a very strong focus on replayability. Back 4 Blood is most enjoyed with a group of friends ready to take on the onslaught of zombies. Turtle Rock wants to help redefine the genre they helped create by utilizing modern-day graphics and technology, all while staying true to the Left 4 Dead feel. This time around, you won't be given supplies outright, so you will need to plan accordingly before each act, as you purchase only the most necessary items to bring along. There is also a new card system added to the game where you have the ability to have certain cards in effect during each act that will help you or your team out in specific ways, and these additions will help the already extremely replayable gameplay even more replayable, giving players a different experience each and every time they play. As of now, Back 4 Blood already has an alpha released for testing and is set to be released for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PC on June 22nd, 2021. At number 2, Halo Infinite.
Let me see what I can find.
Cannons first. When I get back, we can look. Together.
Halo Infinite is an upcoming first-person shooter that was officially announced on June 10th, 2018, and has had a bit of controversy since its reveal on July 23rd, 2020. Received poorly by fans, mostly due to the aesthetic of the game not being up to par with what fans expected, Halo Infinite was even pulled from its original release date, slated to release along with the new Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. Coming in as the 6th main entry and the 14th Halo game overall, Halo Infinite picks up the story of the Master Chief following Halo 5 Guardians. Playing a much more significant role than in Halo 5, Master Chief will now have to try to save humanity against the Banished. Details on multiplayer are a little sparse at the moment, but we do know a couple things for sure, and that's the fact that it will be free for everyone to play and also has no current plans to incorporate a Battle Royale mode. Fans might also appreciate the statement made about Halo Infinite not falling into the loot box black hole. 343 Studios wants Halo Infinite to be a platform for the future, for the next 10 years of Halo, and wants Halo to grow over time, versus having a different numbered title with all the segmentation they had before. Only time will tell, but it seems like Halo Infinite will deliver an experience even the most hardcore fans will appreciate. Halo Infinite is currently set to release in the autumn of 2021. And finally, the number 1 upcoming game in 2021 is God of War Ragnarok.
The time draws near.
With very little to go off from the original reveal during the PlayStation 5 showcase in September, God of War Ragnarok has fans eager for more. God of War is an action-adventure hack-and-slash game, and is the 9th installment into the series. Set as a sequel to the 2018 God of War, and even teased by a secret ending from the 2018 God of War, the game features the series protagonist Kratos and his young son Atreus somewhere in ancient Norway. The game is expected to initiate Ragnarok, a series of events that bring about the end of days and depicts the deaths of the Norse gods, which was foretold to happen in the previous game after Kratos killed the Aesir god Baldur. God of War was originally announced to be only released on the PlayStation 5, but recent statements have people thinking that it may be supported on the PlayStation 4. With no actual gameplay so far, or even cinematic gameplay, a very ambitious release window was given to us from the official trailer. God of War fans are crossing their fingers that they stay true to their word, and will be hopefully seeing a release date on the PlayStation sometime in 2021. Those are your top 10 games coming in 2021 in no specific order. Let me know down in the comments what game you're looking forward to seeing in 2021. I do appreciate you guys watching though. If you did enjoy it, like the video down below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button too. Until next time guys, Happy New Year's, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.